Good day, Stan here again. Forgive me, I still look scruffy. We are in lockdown, COVID-19, 2020, the pandemic that caught us unaware and locked us, everyone, closed the whole economy, closed all the countries, closed the borders, and no one thought 2020 would be a year like this, that we are in May now, and we are under lockdown. We restricted to do business. We restricted to visit people that we love. We restricted the way we live our lives, and there's no one thought of it. This will happen this way. So I was in the process of creating content for my YouTube channel before this, and I said probably this is the best way for me to put together information and put it out there. And I'm using my phone to do this. This is not a professional way of how I wanted to do this, but I said probably this is the best time to do it, and I'm not going to wait for a professional setup for me to do these videos. I hope you forgive me with the way I look. I haven't shaved since lockdown began. So today I want to talk about the difference between wisdom and between knowledge, wisdom, and insight, so that we understand. Knowledge is the accumulation of facts and data that you have learned about or experienced. It's being aware of something and having information. That's knowledge. It's having information. Knowledge is really about facts and ideas that we acquire through study, research, investigation, observation, or experience. That's knowledge. That's what we get. And so many people at this point have so much information. They have so much knowledge about things and how things should be, but we don't action that. So that's why this topic was very important for us to get through. I'm not saying I'm special. I'm just saying I wanted to raise it because I'm working on this for my life as well. And then wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to discern and judge which aspects of that knowledge are true, right, lasting, and applicable to your life. That's wisdom. It's the ability to apply that knowledge to the greater scheme of life. It's also deeper, knowing the meaning or reason about knowing why something is and what is means what that means to your life. And then we go to insight. Insight is the deepest level of knowing that the most meaningful to your life, knowing what is the most meaningful to your life. Insight is a deeper and clearer perception of life. Of knowledge, of wisdom, is grasping the underlying nature of knowledge and the essence of wisdom. Insight is a truer understanding of your life and the bigger picture of how things intertwine or how things work together. That's insight. In a nutshell, if knowledge is information, wisdom there is understanding and application of the knowledge, and insight is the awareness of the underlying essence of truth. So that's like in summary, that's that knowledge is information, wisdom is the underlying understanding and application of that knowledge, and insight is the awareness of the underlying essence of that truth. And knowledge is measuring that a desert path is let's say 2,000 kilometers or 1,000 kilometers long. That's knowledge. And then wisdom is, if you're going to go to that desert, is packing the amount of water and food that you need for that journey or for that hike. That's wisdom. Knowledge is just knowing how far it is, and then wisdom is preparing what you need for that hike or for that journey if you're going to go there. So it's like life. Wisdom is knowing that we need to save money, we need to create wealth for ourselves, and then wisdom is understanding how much we need and how much we need to eat to spend today, how much do we need to save for tomorrow. That's the wisdom. Insight is building a lemonade stand. Insight is building a lemonade stand at mile 6. Knowledge is knowing how to manage your money, budgeting, spending, and saving. Wisdom is understanding how money impacts the quality of your life and your future. Insight is realizing that money is simply a tool to be used, that it is no inherent meaning beyond its usefulness. Knowledge is learning how to paint and using that skill to cultivate a livelihood. Wisdom is expressing your passion through painting and understanding that art is a form of communication that touches the lives of others. Insight is perceiving that all things can be art and that creating your art contributes to the understanding and the expression of essence of the world around you. That's that. The knowledge is knowing which things, practices, people, and pleasures make you happy. That's knowledge. And then wisdom is knowing that while those things may bring you pleasure, happiness is not derived from things or situation or people. It's understanding that happiness comes from within and that it's a temporary state of mind. Instead is knowing that happiness is not the purpose of life, that it's not the maker of the quality of life. It's merely one of many fleeting states of mind in the spectrum of full emotions. Those emotions don't make up our lives, they are merely experiences. Knowledge, wisdom, and insight are all valuable and all have a place in our lives. The difficulty lies in the fact that many of us are unclear as to their differences, often perceiving the terms and their application to be interchangeable. Being clear and consciously aware of how our minds are engaged may be important to getting the most out of the three. While acquiring and applying information is valuable in and of itself, we also need to distill and judge that information and ultimately find the knowing is an inquiring all three and understanding how they each enhance the quality and experience of our life. So it's very important that we understand this, and it's just been liberating for me to just understand the difference between knowledge and wisdom and insight. So I hope this video will help you, and I hope that it gives you a way of thinking. Like, to recap again, knowledge is the accumulation of facts and data that you have learned about or experience. It's being aware of something and having information. Knowledge is really about facts and ideas that we acquire through study, research, investigation, observation, and experience. That's knowledge. And wisdom is the ability to discern and judge which aspects of that knowledge are true. You need to discern. What is it true? Is this true for me? Is it right? Is it lasting? Is it applicable to my life? Because at times we hear of something and we think this we can apply to our lives, and at times some of this knowledge cannot be applicable to us. So it's very important. And then insight is the deepest level of knowing and the most meaningful to life. Insight is a deeper and clearer perception of life, of knowledge, of wisdom. It's grasping the underlying nature of knowledge and the essence of wisdom. Insight is a true understanding of your life and the bigger picture of how things intertwine and how things work. It's very important. That's insight for us. Insight is very important. So at times, most people, we have the knowledge. We have the knowledge about HIV. We have the knowledge about money, but we don't practice that. We have the knowledge about discipline. We don't practice that. We have the knowledge of so many things, but we cut short all the time because we don't have the wisdom to apply that knowledge into our lives. We have the knowledge about making money, about saving money, about storing money, about multiplying money, but we don't do it. We don't take that knowledge into action. We don't put it into action. We don't action it, and then therefore lacking the wisdom, and we struggle while we have so much information. There is so much information about life in this world today on YouTube. That's why we're doing this kind of videos, to just bring information to people. And I think most people, we find these videos being done by whites. I'm doing this video because at times we think white people have a different understanding of these things, but these things mean the same thing to everyone, whether you're black and white. It all affects us because life is governed by laws. We need to understand these laws, and if we understand these laws, then life becomes easier for us. So let's understand wisdom, let's understand knowledge, let's understand insight. Let's take the information that we have and action it. But first of all, you need to understand is that information, is that knowledge, is it applicable to you? If it's not, how can you make it applicable to you in a way that it works with your life? So it's important to learn, to unlearn, and to relearn. I'm emphasizing this because I had a previous chapter that I was talking about money, where it was important for us to learn, unlearn, and relearn. What information do you need to learn today about your life? Which area in your life which is lacking that you need to improve? So that's the kind of information that you need to learn, and that's what I do every time. I'm trying to learn which area is behind. How can I enhance that area of my life by learning more, by trying to apply that education, by that knowledge into my life so that I can be better. Thank you so much. If you're on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe, and if you can, please share this video with your friends and let me know what you think. I know the quality is not the greatest, I know the picture is not the greatest, but like I said, we are in quarantine, lockdown level 4, and it's the perfect time for me to do these videos. But when everything is over, we'll go to a professional setup where we're going to create more videos with information that will help us to be better people, to create a better world for us. Thank you so much. My name is Stan. I hope you enjoyed this information and share it with your friends and have a different life in 6 months, in 12 months to come. Thank you so much.